The People's Mental Health Movement, Antara, is today 50 years old. Hearty welcome to each and everyone to this grand finale event of Antara's Golden Jubilee celebrations.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the grand finale of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Antara. The pandemic has washed out all the grand plans that we had made. Effectively, our entire Golden Jubilee, from inauguration to the closing, has been celebrated online. We are thankful that we have the digital medium to share our journey and our success with all the well-wishers of Antara. As with all events at Antara, we start today's evening with a minute of silent meditation and prayer. Usha Uttup, the icon of Calcutta, has always been a great supporter of Antara. Today, she sends us a song and a message on the occasion of our Golden Jubilee.
Assalamu alaikum. I'm Usha Uttup and I'm your Didi. I can't tell you how happy I am to speak to you today. Antara, Golden Jubilee? My goodness, Golden Jubilee celebration. My God, where has the time just flown away? So many beautiful years, so many beautiful memories. Mother Teresa, Mr. PM Jan, really a great visionary. And I was there to share it all. Amazing for me how blessed I am to be here, still to tell all of you about the magical time it was that day. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Never imagined that, it's grown up to such huge, proportions. Really amazing. And when we started, I guess, many people must have thought, will it ever grow? Will it ever really be possible? And here we are at Antara, celebrating the Golden Jubilee year. Isn't this just so amazing? It's, of course, God's grace. Thousands of smiles of gratitude, love, and above all, thanksgiving of another kind. Thank you, Antara, for saving and helping so many lives. It's just unbelievable. Truly, thank you, God, for your kindness and mercy. And above all, I request you and beg of you, God, to shower all your blessings on Antara today and always, so that we may carry on the good work, and may Antara live forever and evermore, spreading smiles, spreading good health for so many people who can't afford it. Love you, Antara. Love you, Mother. It was so fabulous that we were together on that day. You were laying the foundation stone and I was singing. Thank you, Antara. PM John, we miss you. We miss you, Dada, really. Always called him Dada. God bless you. And with all the love in our hearts, family and friends, we'd like to say thank you to Mr. PM John for all that he has done. God bless you.
You walk on all alone. You walk on all alone. যদি তোর ডাক শুনি কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে তবে একলা চলো রে তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে তবে একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো একলা চলো রে যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে If no one speaks to you, don't feel you are unfortunate. If no one speaks to you, if everyone just looks away, and if they are scared, if everyone just looks away, and if they are scared, then open your heart, speak out all the words you have in mind, and walk on all alone. Speak out all the words you have in mind, and walk on all alone. যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে, তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, যদি সবাই ফিরে যায়, ওরে ওরে ও বাবা সবাই ফিরে যায়। যদি গহন পথে যাবার কালে কেউ ফিরে না চায়, যদি গহন পথে যাবার কালে কেউ ফিরে না চায়, তবে পথের কাঁটা ও তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে, ও তুই রক্ত মাখা চরণ তলে একলা দলরে। If there is no one responding to your call, you walk on all alone. If no one shows the light, if no one shows the light, don't feel you are unfortunate. If no one shows the light, if they all shut their doors on you on a dark and stormy night, if they all shut their doors on you on a dark and stormy night, like thunder and lightning, set your soul on fire, and in the blazing light you burn alone. Set your soul on fire, and in the blazing light you walk alone. যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে, তবে একলা চলো রে। যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে, তবে একলা চলো রে। তবে একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে। তবে একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো, একলা চলো রে। যদি তোর ডাক শুনে কেউ না আসে, তবে একলা চলো রে, তবে একলা চলো রে।
We now have a welcome speech by Mr. M. Thomas John, the CEO of Antara. Mr. Thomas John has been associated with Antara for the last 40 years.
On the occasion of Golden Jubilee celebration of Antara, I extend warm greetings to each and every one of you. One of the most important developments in the field of mental health in India in the past 50 years is the genesis, growth and development of the organization Antara. If the current level of spirit, enthusiasm and pace of growth is maintained, I am sure Antara will be the most significant initiative in this field for the coming 50 years too. Because here is an organization that started in a most humble manner, responding to the needs of the persons with mental illness, addiction and alcohol dependency and their family members, nurtured by the people through voluntary donations, and today it has become a symbol of hope for anyone facing mental health challenges. Through various mental health promotion and awareness creation programs and effective treatment and intervention programs, Antara has been able to remove the stigma associated with mental illness to a great extent. Now, people happily approach Antara for counseling, consultation and treatment. I consider it a great privilege and blessing of God that I have been associated with this work for the past 40 years. Today, we have several dignitaries blessing this grand finale program of Antara's Golden Jubilee through their valuable presence, participation and messages. There are friends and well-wishers of Antara viewing the program from different parts of the world. On behalf of everyone at Antara, I take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you to this Golden Jubilee Grand Finale program. Thank you. Jai Hind.
Mr. Kamal Prakash, the forward-thinking visionary president of Antara, will now deliver his speech.
Namaskar, good afternoon. A hearty welcome to our Golden Jubilee Day. I wish we could have met in person, but we take the consolation from the fact that each one of you are able to join us today from the comforts of your current location across the world. At the outset, I would like to pay tribute to the founders of Antara for their compassion and foresight 50 years ago, and to all the well-wishers, volunteers and team Antara for being with us in our journey so far. As we all know, health is a state of complete physical, mental and social well-being, and not merely absence of disease or infirmity. Similarly, mental health is a state of well-being in which an individual realizes her or his abilities, can cope with normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and can make contribution to her or his community. Hence, mental health is more than absence of mental illness. Mental health is essential for functioning of individuals, families, communities, nations and the world. Mental health is an integral part of every human activity. Therefore, it is important that every stakeholder in the society needs to pay attention to the mental health. This needs to be starting from the health of expectant mothers to their children to the aging population. Then only we can expect a mentally healthy society, and we all know that our mind governs our body. Hence, a healthy mind would automatically lead to a healthy body and our complete well-being. We have seen over the years mental illness in various forms, particularly in the form of depression, and other mental disorders have been growing faster than any other illness on the planet, whereas available facilities to treat the mentally ill is virtually negligible. Hence, demand and supply gap is constantly widening. It is forecasted that by 2030, depression will be the single largest disease on the planet, with more than 30% of the world population will suffer from depression alone. By 2030, it is expected that the global population will also cross 8.5 billion, and we can imagine a world where more than 2.5 billion people will suffer from depression alone. While the COVID-19 pandemic has accelerated the growth of mental illness, it has also led to more open acknowledgement of mental health and illness, and has also led to exponential growth in the uses of information technology, which must be used to its best. While we live in an interdependent world, humanity is facing two of the biggest man-made challenges: climate change and mental illness. In many ways, both are interlinked. Both needs to be addressed with utmost urgency and consistency. Otherwise, it would be difficult to visualize a world from a decade from now where we shall be living. Unfortunately, mental illness and climate change Both cannot be treated with vaccines. They can only be treated over a prolonged period of time with behavioral changes. Hence, let us all acknowledge that there is no health without mental health, and advocate and practice mental health is everybody's business. In today's program, we have the privilege of having eminent representatives of the society. We are grateful to them for being with us in our mission. I would request each one of them and you to promote positive mental health as much as possible with urgency, and you would see that in couple of years the society and country will be transformed and the tide of mental illness can be turned back. At Antara 50 years ago, we started treating destitute, acute, mentally ill. But in the last 50 years, we have gradually reached to a stage of holistic approach to mental health with prevention, early intervention, treatment of acute mentally ill, their rehabilitation, education, training. However, considering the dire need to build the capacity, Antara in its Golden Jubilee year has initiated to set up Antara Society of Mental Health to take up educational programs to promote positive mental health. Besides taking up educational courses from prevention to rehabilitation, training and research in all formats, in person, digital and hybrid, Antara was and is always available to everyone for their mental well-being and for collaboration. From onset of the pandemic till now, it did not stop functioning even for a single day, and took care of each and everyone who reached out to Antara for the help. I would like to express my gratitude to Team Antara, who has always gone beyond their call of duty to serve the society. Let us all work together to convert this adversity into an opportunity, so that here on the world starts to becoming a better place for us and our future generations. Thank you. Namaskar.
Dr. Matthew P. John, the Honorary General Secretary of Antara, will now give the State of the Organization address.
Distinguished guests, my fellow members, our very dear staff, our clients and their families, friends of Antara from all over the world. On this occasion, as we celebrate 50 years of Antara's unbroken service to all those suffering from difficulties of mental health, I stand before you with mixed feelings. In part, a sense of satisfaction of having realized the dreams of those who founded Antara to alleviate the suffering of the destitute. And in part, a sense of anxiety about the very great responsibility that lies ahead of us. Antara today is the realization of the dream of a legion of visionaries, including Saint Teresa of Kolkata, Major R.B. Davis, Dr. Shatrujit Dasgupta, Mr. P.M. John, Reverend Subir Biswas, Father Andrews, Mr. K.B. Nair, Mr. Shoilen Shah, Mr. V.G. Cherian, and Mr. Rusi Modi, among others. It is their inspiring and loving leadership, together with the contribution of time, influence, expertise, talents and money, which has made us what we are today. Led by this shining example, our staff and the heart are the heart and the soul of this institution, and have been with us through the most difficult of times. Some of them have been with us for over 40 years, and many others for more than 25 years, proving empathetic and professional care to patients and with a large range of conditions and requirements, day and night. It is the selfless, loving and dedicated service provided by our team of experienced doctors, nurses, psychologists, administrators, and support staff that give Antara its reputation as a leading mental health institution. On this occasion, we gratefully acknowledge the innovative ideas that they bring forward and on their own initiative for the good of the patients and the institution. I stand humbled before their indomitable spirit. Today, Antara is a world-class mental health institution providing services to patients not just in our own state of West Bengal, but across the eastern and northeastern region. Having started 50 years ago with a small outpatient clinic, we are now a 200-bedded hospital with fully digitized systems, a high level of hygiene, offering a series of path-breaking forms of treatment and patient support, including rehabilitation, aesthetic therapy, and self-help groups for recovered patients. We have also maintained our core strengths through the years through our focus on caring for the most destitute and vulnerable, our beautiful green campus, and our holistic approach to individuals and community well-being. It is these strengths that will help us to face the great challenge that lies ahead. Even before the pandemic began, mental health has been a growing problem in our society, and the fast pace of modern life and our relationship with technology is causing isolation, stress, and anxiety, contributing to an epidemic of mental illness. Together with this, a lack of awareness about mental health and the stigma associated with it prevent people from seeking care. Above all, mental health as a field is overburdened. It needs more facilities, more trained doctors, nurses, psychologists, and social workers, and more research, innovation, awareness, and demystification. The resulting load on Antara has been increasing with leaps and bounds. And we are now coming to understand that much more needs to be done. It now falls to us not to rest on our laurels, but to strive harder so that the increasing numbers of people seeking our help can be looked after. Antara cannot do this alone. As an institution, we need and depend on the help, support, and participation of so many to fulfill our common vision. We depend on community members who take the step of coming forward to seek our help and work with us. We depend on the empathy and generosity of corporates and organizations who have stood by us, understood what was needed, and provided the resources and facilities that allow Antara to do its work. We depend on and are thankful to our government representatives, including the Departments of Health and Education, officials of the administration, and the police forces in our area, our MP Mimi Chakravarti, and especially Mr. Biman Banerjee, our beloved Speaker and MLA. We depend on these numerous individuals who give their time and talent to help grow this institution. All these partners have unequivocally lent us their gracious help in all our times of need. We are forever grateful to them. We look forward to those helping hands to set up required infrastructure to increase the scope of our work. In this, our Golden Jubilee year, we are daring to dream as our founding fathers had done. They taught us not to curse the darkness, but to light a candle. In our vision for the next 50 years, we dream of spreading the light as far as we can. We want to help build the pool of mental health professionals in this country and to train grassroots workers to spread awareness about mental health widely in the community. We want to create safe places where recovered patients who were formerly homeless can stay and live a dignified life. We want to create also a home for those who do not require acute treatment but will still need long time care. We want to ensure both men and women who are suffering from addictions can receive state of the art treatment and live full lives again. Just as a village is needed to bring up a child, it takes a whole community to bring those who have been isolated by poor mental health back into society. So, above all, we need you. We need the power of your collective efforts. We need you to spread the hard work about our work, to come and visit us and participate in our efforts, and help us lead, all of us, to lead a healthier, brighter future. After all, there is no health without mental health. Thank you.
Antara, past, present, and future, a presentation. Antara, an oasis for troubled minds. The mental health crisis stares us in the face. It is expected that 1 in 4 Indians will face a mental health issue at some point in their lives. It is normal to be taught to take care of our bodies. All of us go through our annual physical body health checkups. But taking care of mental health is something that is still hidden in the shadows of stigma and social taboo. Ladies and gentlemen, 50 years ago, Antara was set up under the inspiration from Mother Teresa of Kolkata. Mother Teresa said, "There are no great things, only small things with great love." Ladies and gentlemen, that is what we have tried to do at Antara. Here are a couple of old photographs when Antara was formed. You can see Mother Teresa with Mr. John. 1971, the Antara Society was formed. It started as a humble Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous organizer holding group sessions. You can see the sessions, the people who've come for the sessions in the visual below. The third photograph shows Mother Teresa laying the foundation stone of Antara at village Hariharpur. Antara's mission is that we aim to build a mentally healthy world to alleviate the suffering of human beings afflicted with all kinds of mental illness and substance abuse of all age groups, gender, religion, and every section of the society, particularly the underprivileged sections. Antara is a non-governmental, non-profit, secular, voluntary, and charitable society established in 1971 and registered under the West Bengal Society Regulations Act. For the past 50 years, Antara has been providing compassionate and comprehensive care in mental health treatment towards the poorest of the poor. In 1997, we inaugurated the Mobile Mental Health Clinic. In 2007, we pioneered the aesthetic therapy. In 2019, we were recognized by the government of West Bengal as a Class 1 uni-speciality hospital for psychiatry under the West Bengal Health Scheme. In 2020, we were recognized by ESIC as a center for referral for mental patients. Statistics as on today. Over 50,000 patients admitted and treated successfully. The average number of patients attending OPD is anything between 180 to 200. The average number of patients treated indoors at any given point of time is 180 to 210. In the year 2000, we inaugurated the Occupational Therapy Center, which was sponsored by the German Consulate, Calcutta. In 2001, the commencement of Computer Training and Application Center. 2005 inauguration of the pediatric ward. 2009 inauguration of the assisted living facility. At Antara, we have 9 wards at the Indo Hospital at Antara. We have 5 outpatient clinics. At Antara, we have 6 days a week and satellite clinics in 3 in South 24 Parganas and 1 in Kolkata. We have the day treatment facility, which is an entirely new concept. The aesthetic therapy, a unique treatment module which has been pioneered by Antara to aid in the recovery of mentally ill patients. We have rehabilitation facilities like the nursery, an apiary, poultry, fisheries, basic computer training, handicrafts, and of course, the latest in our cap is a bakery which should be open anytime in the near future. In the areas of education, training and research, we conduct regular courses and trainings on and off campus. Antara also facilitates research. I'll take you through a few visuals of Antara. This is the patients attending the annual day program. These are patients who they are displaying the handicrafts which have been made by them. During the play therapy sessions and handicraft sessions, exercise and meditation for patients, dance therapy. That is one of our social workers with patients. Outreach programs, school mental health awareness programs. This is the community awareness program where we work with people in the villages. In this grim scenario, Antara has a lot of opportunities. We need to plug the large knowledge gap about mental health problems. We need to engage in mental disease treatment, psychiatry, psychology, nursing and social work. We need to set up academic facilities in the field of mental health. Over the last 50 years, Antara has become one of the most trusted names in mental health treatment in India. We have unmatched experience of 5 decades, comprehensive data bank of case studies for research purposes, and we have an excellent dedicated team of mental health professionals. Antara uses the best available global medical protocols. All patient records are digitized. Accounts are maintained in ERP for real-time accounting. Antara possesses all necessary licenses and approvals from regulatory authorities: hospital licenses, fire and other civic licenses, waste and environmental clearances. Today, Antara has a 7.5 acre premises in South 24 Parganas, West Bengal, and 4 satellite clinics. Our treatment infrastructure for 200 patients plus an assisted living facility for 50 long-term patients. Facilities exist for treatment of patients of all ages, including pediatric patients. We have a state-of-the-art kitchen with mechanized equipment as well as a mechanized laundry unit. What are we looking at the future for Antara? We dream of a center of excellence with state-of-the-art facilities in all facets of mental health care. We would like to commission a world-class de-addiction treatment center housing male and female patients in separate wards. We would like to take up telemedicine and digital education in a big way. Introduce innovative holistic treatment modules and commission a community mental health center with training rooms for village workers, ASHA and Anganwadi workers, because we believe that it is only community sensitization which will take us further on the path of mental health care. We are in the process of setting up the Antara Society of Mental Health Sciences to enhance the availability and competence of mental health professionals. We would like to send our professionals for training abroad as well as launch the following programs. What is Antara's vision for the future? We would like to emerge as a center of excellence for mental health by path-breaking knowledge and advanced research. We would like to create a self-sustaining campus. Of course, we would definitely want to increase rehabilitation opportunities addressing people from different educational backgrounds. We would like to provide a home for the homeless and poor recovered patients who have been abandoned by their families and have nowhere to go. What makes this project unique? This is a global benchmark in mental health care. We have accepted designs and ward plans. We plan to provide safe zones for exercising areas as well as moving outside the wards. We need to build robust digital resources to reach out to the masses. We need adequate area for male and female addiction patients with the scope of admitting patients from wider socioeconomic groups. Training and awarding degrees and diplomas to the people, thereby increasing the availability of trained personnel for us as well as for others. Training grassroots level workers to spread awareness about mental health and addiction and removing stigma. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Antara, past, present and future. For further communication and contribution, the details are given on the slide. We look forward to your support and contribution as well as continued guidance. Thank you. His Holiness Theodosius Marthoma Metropolitan now gives us his benedictory message.
In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Dear friends in Christ, greetings to all of you. I am glad to know that Antara is celebrating its Jubilee. This is a project that we have started as a joint project of Missionaries of Charity, Cathedral Relief Society, and the Marthoma Church, all in Calcutta. This is a project that is started to work among mentally challenged people, both men and women, irrespective of their age. Antara village is a development that came subsequently, and I am glad to observe that Antara village is now serving humanity in a rural setup by taking care of all the health needs of the people who come and stay in Antara. And Antara is attempting to rehabilitate them through various projects. They are involved, and as a result, we see that they are also wanted in society. Many of the products that are manufactured by the people, the garden plants that are developed there, the honey that is collected over there, the fish that is being reared, all these are indications that mentally challenged people can do more than what we usually expect from them. They are people with talents. The only difference is that they are differently abled. When we mingle with them, the main question that arises is, who is really handicapped? Every person in this world needs a community, and therefore a person will have his personhood only in the community setup. You need it, I need it, we all need it. And therefore, when we look into the ministry of Antara, let us understand that Antara is a project meant for the growth of humanity as a whole. God, who loved His creation, the whole inhabited earth, and all that is therein, that God loves you, that God loves me, and that God loves every creation. Let that radiate through the ministry of Antara now and always. I wish God's blessings upon all the Jubilee celebrations and the anniversary, and also the work that is going on in Antara Gram day after day. I bring you greetings from Malangara Matama Syrian Church. Being the Metropolitan of the Church, I bring you all the greetings, and I am glad that Antara is growing day by day. God bless you.
The Antara Aesthetic Therapy Unit will now present a song and dance item under the guidance of Mandardi.
I am sending my wishes to everybody. Again, we have got an occasion to celebrate. That is the completion of 50th anniversary of Antara, the Golden Jubilee year. But it is not a very easy task to celebrate during the time of pandemic. It is much more difficult for a residential institution. But instead of going depressed, pensive, and instead of facing a loss of energy, we have created a new space, that is the online space. And throughout the year we have celebrated in many ways. And I am from the Aesthetic Therapy Unit Antara, where we are doing emotional therapy, one kind of emotional therapy, and to boost the fellow feeling and the good feeling, and to realize the self as we are the performer. We are doing our therapy through Tagore songs and music. This is Nandonik Shushrusha.
Sister Prema Perik, Mother Superior, Missionaries of Charity, now gives us her felicitation message.
Dear Mr. Prakash, members of the board, staff and friends of Antara. Antara has done much, and you are still doing much for the glory of God and the good of the people afflicted with mental illness and addiction. especially among the poor and the destitute. God moved Mother's heart to do something for these his children, and Mr. P.M. John came forward to help. Antara was established. Our mother would call it his real love. She once told a journalist, "Love in action is the most dear to me. For this kind of love, we draw strength from prayer. This is real love, and we give our lives for this kind of action. It is not possible to show God's love for people without being in loving service to others." Shortly after the foundation day, Mother traveled to Washington in order to accept an award for her work with children and adults who suffered from mental retardation. Senator Kennedy presented this award to Mother, saying, "In her unique geography of compassion, Mother Teresa knows where the need is. In her unique faith, never doubts that the means to meet it in help and material resources will be forthcoming. It is our privilege to ensure that her faith is ever more abundantly fulfilled. As we come to the completion of your Golden Jubilee year, we thank God for Antara's foundation and constant growth over the years. We are grateful for all at Antara who share in our Mother's vision that each person is created to love and to be loved. Each person is sacred, a child of God. We greatly appreciate the professional care given to patients who have benefited from their treatment and who have come to know of Mother's love for them and God's love for them through Antara's staff. May our Mother, Saint Teresa of Calcutta, continue to intercede for your important mission of service to our suffering brothers and sisters. It is your love in action. God bless you."
Siddhartho from Cactus has always been a great supporter of Antara. It will be a pleasure for us to listen to his song as well as his message.
মেন্টাল হেলথ এমন একটা সাবজেক্ট যে সবাই বুঝতে পারে না, বুঝতে পারলেও সঠিকভাবে ডিল করতে পারে না। বিভিন্ন মেন্টালি চ্যালেঞ্জদের হসপিটালে পেশেন্টদের নানা দুরবস্থার কথা আমরা বারবার জেনেছি, পত্রিকাতে পড়েছি। এসবের মাঝেই এক তীব্র ব্যতিক্রম হলো অন্তরা। 1971 থেকে যে পথ চলা শুরু হয়েছে, সে পথে ওনারা পেয়েছেন অজস্র অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ, অনেক কৃতজ্ঞতাবোধ, অনেক পুরস্কার। তাই আজকে অন্তরার 50 বছর পূর্তিতে আমার তরফ থেকেও অন্তরাকে অনেক অনেক শুভেচ্ছা। ইনফ্যাক্ট আমিও কতিপয় পেশেন্ট অন্তরাতে রেফার করে খুব খুব পজিটিভ রেজাল্টস পেয়েছি। তাই এই সুন্দর পথ চলা আরও এগিয়ে যাক, আরও বহু মানুষ উপকৃত হন অন্তরার মাধ্যমে।
শাখে শাখে পাখি ডাকে, কত শোভা চারিপাশে। শাখে শাখে পাখি ডাকে, কত শোভা চারিপাশে। আহা কি আনন্দ আকাশে বাতাসে, আহা কি আনন্দ আকাশে বাতাসে। শাখে শাখে পাখি ডাকে, কত শোভা চারিপাশে। শাখে শাখে পাখি ডাকে, কত শোভা চারিপাশে। আহা কি আনন্দ আকাশে বাতাসে, আহা কি আনন্দ আকাশে বাতাসে।
We have a message from Mr. Biman Banerjee, Honorable Speaker of the West Bengal Legislative Assembly. He has always been a great supporter and encouragement to Antara.
distinguished friends and well-wishers of Antara, on the occasion of completion of the Golden Jubilee celebration of Antara on the 12th September 2021, I am delighted to have this opportunity to participate in this special occasion virtually. I also utilize this occasion to convey my heartfelt congratulations to you all. Friends, as you all know, Antara was established in 1971 as a non-government, non-profit making, secular, voluntary and charitable society to work ceaselessly for the welfare of the people. In its distinguished career of 50 years, Antara has been actively engaged in activities for promotion of mental health, prevention of mental illness, treatment and rehabilitation of persons suffering from mental illness, drug addiction and alcoholism. To run all these activities smoothly, Antara operates a psychiatric hospital at Antara Gram, PS Bharipur, Kolkata. This 200-bedded psychiatric hospital has been established on a 7-acre plot of land situated in a natural, serene and beautiful environment. The outpatient department of the hospital is attended by about 250 patients every day. It is heartening to note that the hospital operates separate indoor facilities for acute, subacute, special care addiction treatment, family therapy, and provides rehabilitation facilities for men, women, and children. Friends, as you all know, we are passing through a tough time. The onslaught of COVID-19 and the resultant economic depression have caused deep mental agony and stress. Many people are finding it hard to cope up with the mental pressure. Mental illness is on the rise all over the world. To cope up this new situation, Antara has established an academic wing named Antara Society of Mental Health Science and hopes to launch a number of courses in the field of mental health. I utilize this occasion to convey my heartfelt thanks to all those who have been associated with Antara for the last several years and all who have guided it with vision of eloquence, with administrative acumen and alertness through a especially difficult and challenging period. Sincerely hope and trust that the current occasion will provide yet another opportunity to all those associated with Antara to renew their commitment of selfless service to the society in a befitting manner. Before I conclude, I convey my heartfelt greetings to the members who are associated with Antara. As a matter of fact, after being elected in West Bengal Legislative Assembly, I visited Antara Gram and participated almost in all the occasions. I had the occasion to visit the hospital and its adjoining areas. I have seen how sincerely patients, particularly mental ill patients, they are treated. And the endeavor taken by the hospital authorities of Antara Gram and the sympathetic attitude towards the patient is admirable. I hope that the service they are providing to the people who are suffering from mental illness will certainly cure those people and certainly enrich the lifestyle of the people of the locality and its adjoining areas. I again wish Antara every success and hope that we'll cross many more milestones in the days to come. Thank you.
A felicitation message from Mr. Paresh Chandra Adhikari, the Honorable Minister of State, Department of Education, Government of West Bengal.
নমস্কার। শরীর ও মন একে অপরের পরিপূরক। শরীর খারাপ হলে আমরা যেমন শরীরের যত্ন নিই, নিয়মিত মানসিক স্বাস্থ্যের পরিচর্যা করা আমাদের একান্ত আবশ্যক। বিশেষ করে এই কোভিডের অতিমারির সময়ে আমাদের অনেকেই যখন মানসিকভাবে বিপর্যস্ত, তখন নিয়মিতভাবে মানসিক ও স্বাস্থ্যের চিকিৎসার বিষয়টি আরও উল্লেখযোগ্য হয়ে উঠেছে। সমাজে এখন মানসিক স্বাস্থ্যের বিষয়টি আমাদের কাছে অবহেলিত। এখনও অনেক দ্বিধা, দ্বন্দ্ব, আশঙ্কা, লোকলজ্জা এই বিষয়ে আমাদের মধ্যে কাজ করে। এই আশঙ্কার নাগপাশ থেকে আমাদের বেরিয়ে আসতে হবে। গোটা বিশ্বেই আধুনিক এই সময়ে মানসিক সমস্যা অন্যতম রোগ হিসাবে পরিগণিত হচ্ছে। পশ্চিমবঙ্গের মানচিত্রে অন্তরা সাইকিয়াট্রিক সেন্টার অন্যতম প্রধান মানসিক স্বাস্থ্য উৎকর্ষ কেন্দ্র হিসাবে বিবেচিত হয়ে আসছে। বিগত 5 দশক ধরে তারা এই সংগ্রামের নিরলসভাবে ব্রতী। আমি তাদের আগামী দিনের আরও উৎকর্ষ কামনা করি। মানসিক স্বাস্থ্য উদ্ধারে তাদের এই ঐকান্তিক প্রয়াস আগামী দিনে আরও গতি পাক, এটাই আমি কামনা করছি। ধন্যবাদ, নমস্কার।
Felicitation message by Mr. Narayan Swarup Nigam, IAS, Principal Secretary, Health and Family Welfare Department, Government of West Bengal.
I take this opportunity to congratulate everyone associated with Antara organization for achieving another milestone in their journey of taking care of the mentally ill people by celebrating their Golden Jubilee program. 50 years is a very long period in the history of any organizational development, and from a small journey they started in 1971. Today in 2021 they are now established themselves as a quite a well reputed organization taking care of the mental health issues of Calcutta and its peripheral area. As the country is progressing, it has made lot of progress towards the taking care of the issues of primary health importance, like we have came a long way in tackling the diseases of different kind, measles, smallpox, tuberculosis. Now the time has come that the country leaps into another round of development where we not only take care of the normal health issues, but we also concentrate on the quality of the life. With the advent of the information technology, with the development of rapid urbanizations and all, lot of mental health issues are coming across everyone. COVID has also shown us that how to take care of one's not only physical well-being but the mental well-being, being in a very confined environment which has broken the norms of our social interactions. Now, considering all this aspect, the mental health definitely taking care of mental health definitely poses a very long challenge, a very big challenge in front of the entire fraternity associated with the well-being of people, whether it's educational institutions, whether it's a medical education, whether it's a professional health care. Now at this juncture, definitely Antara is now at a very critical juncture where they have to make a further progress in taking the issue of the mental health care to the masses. It's not that we will be now looking forward for a the very distinctly mentally challenged people, but we'll be taking care of a lot of issues regarding the stress management, regarding the counseling, regarding the dealing with the societal issues, with the breaking of the families, with the breaking of the usual family bondages and all. So it is going to present an entire gamut of challenges for the developing country like India, which wants to make itself to a developed nation. Now it is in this context the mental health becomes a very important issue. I am glad to announce that the 10th of October is a World Mental Health Day. It also marks a beginning of a month-long programs for taking care of the mental health issues. I wish them all the success in their endeavors. And let me assure to everyone whosoever is listening to me that the government of West Bengal is serious about mental health issues. We have already have our Center of Excellence and Indian Institute of Psychiatry at SSKM. Another Center of Excellence at Pavlov Institution is soon going to come up. So in general, whether it's a government, whether it's an individual, whether it's a NGOs like Antara who are working, it's a huge challenging task in front of us for dealing with the mental health issues. And I hope with the critical cooperation and the synergetic cooperation among all the stakeholders, we should be able to take up to this challenge in a very befitting manner, the way we have handled the COVID situation in the state. Thank you.
Often, the recovering mentally challenged persons faces difficulties in finding a job and in re-establishing themselves after recovery. We will now listen to some of them about their experiences and how they feel coping with the situations.
আমার কিছু প্রবলেমের জন্য আমি অন্তরার হসপিটালে ডাক্তারের কাছে এসেছিলাম। তো ওনার রিকমেন্ডেশনে উনি বলেছিলেন যে আমাকে কিছুদিন ভর্তি থাকার কথা। তো তারপরে আমি ভর্তি ছিলাম কিছু মাসের জন্য এবং তারপরে উনি আমাকে ছেড়ে দেন। আমি এখন অনেকটাই সুস্থ রয়েছি। ওনার কাছে এখনও চিকিৎসা চালাচ্ছি। উনি মেডিসিন দিচ্ছেন এবং রিসেন্টলি বলেছেন যে আমার মেডিসিনটা স্টপ করে দেবেন, কারণ আমি অনেকটাই ভালো হয়ে গিয়েছি। তো আমি এখন অনেক কাজের সাথে যুক্ত রয়েছি, যেমন মানে বিভিন্ন রকমের বুটিকের কাজ বা বিভিন্ন হ্যান্ড পেন্টিং, এই সমস্তের উপর আমি কাজ করি। আমি এখন কলেজে 3rd ইয়ারে পড়ছি, বিএসসি জুলজি অনার্স নিয়ে। আর আমি নাচ, গান, আঁকা তিনটেই করি। আমি করতে পছন্দ করি খুবই। ডাক্তারবাবুর পরামর্শে আমি এখন অনেকটাই ভালো রয়েছি। আর আমি চাই যে অন্তরা এইভাবেই সবাইকে সাপোর্ট করে যাক এবং নিজেদের কাজ চালিয়ে যাক। ধন্যবাদ।
আমার একটা প্রবলেম হয়েছিল, মানে শরীরটা একটু খারাপ হয়েছিল, সেই জন্য নানান রকমের মানুষের সাথে কথা বলে আমি আস্তে আস্তে নানা বিষয় নিয়ে আলোচনা করতে থাকি, তারপর ধর্মের বিষয়ে চর্চা করতে থাকি। এইসব করতে করতে একটা সময় মেন্টাল অবস্থায় চলে আসি। তাই 1 মাসের মতন বাড়িতে পুরো খারাপ অবস্থা হয়ে গেছে। আমি বুঝতেই পারছি না, সে ঘুম তো সারাদিনে আসছেই না, ঘুমোতে পারছি না, শুধু জেগে রয়েছি। বাড়িতে মা বাবা বুঝতে পারছি না। লাস্টে আমার সমস্যার কথা একটু যখন আমি ঠান্ডা করে 3-4 দিন পরে বলতে পারলাম, তখন তারা বুঝে এই অন্তরা হসপিটালে নিয়ে এসছে। তারপর থেকে ডাক্তার দেখাতে নানা রকম ডাক্তার এখানে দেখাচ্ছি, একটা ভালো হচ্ছে এমন হতে আমি এখন খুবই ভালো আছি। অন্তরার এই ওষুধ খেয়ে আর নিয়মিত ওষুধ খেয়ে যাচ্ছি, আর যখন ওষুধ শেষ হচ্ছে টাইম মতন এসে ওষুধ নিয়ে যাচ্ছি। আর এখন আমি খুব ভালো হচ্ছি, ধীরে ধীরে ভালো হচ্ছি বলে এখন আমি সবজি ব্যবসা কিছুদিন আগে করতে এখন মাছ ব্যবসা করছি। আর খুব এখন আগের থেকে উন্নতি হচ্ছে আমার। আর বাড়িতে বাবা মা খুব একটা কাজ টাজ হয় না ওদের, আমি ওনাদের সাহায্য করছি। আর এখন নিজের খরচ নিজে চালাচ্ছি। আর অন্তরা কর্তৃপক্ষ যে আমার এত সাহায্য করেছে, তার জন্য অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ জানাই অন্তরা কর্তৃপক্ষকে।
Antara is a very, very protective, very special hamlet for the troubled mind. They have put to good use their experience gathered over the last 50 long years in the space of mental health. At Antara, clients get to speak to very experienced counselors over and above their interactions with the consultant psychiatrist, and multiple levels of interactions, very friendly interactions, helps speeden up the recovery process, because the more they talk, the more they spell out, the more comfortable both the parties get, and they conjointly they try and speeden up the recovery process at the quickest possible.
Antara has come up with the support of individuals, organizations, and especially corporate social responsibility CSR support from various companies and corporations. Indian Oil Corporation has made a major contribution for building the 2nd and 3rd floor of the apartment building at Antara Gram.
On behalf of Indian Oil Corporation Limited, I, Vishwashanti Bhattacharya, DGM, HR CSR, West Bengal State Office, would like to congratulate Antara, which has completed 50 years of its existence into the treatment of mentally challenged patients in West Bengal, most particularly in the southern part of the Bengal, where probably we do not have any peers of Antara in this field. On behalf of Indian Oil Corporation Limited, I, Vishwashanti Bhattacharya, DGM, HR CSR, West Bengal State Office, would like to congratulate Antara on its 50th anniversary Foundation Day. Antara is a non-government, non-profit, secular, voluntary and charitable society which was established in 13th September of 1971 and is in the process of completed its 50th year of golden existence. The activities of Antara is basically dealing with the mental health of the people who are mentally challenged. Probably Antara has no peers in its activities, which is doing a great deal to the humanity, particularly in West Bengal and more particularly the southern part of the South 24 Parganas district. When we came across Antara, when Dr. Matthew P. John, General Secretary Antara, and Mr. Thomas John, CEO of Antara, came to Indian Oil Corporation Limited for the CSR help for extending their existing facilities for treating the people, we were overwhelmed to get ourselves involved with the activities of Antara. The proposal came from their side for increasing the facilities by adding 2 additional floors in the existing building, which was approved by our chairman, and finally we came into the process of constructing the facilities through Antara, and now the facilities are almost ready and ready for inauguration. We hope that by this month end we will be in a position to hand over the facilities after completion the remaining work, and the patients of Messrs. Antara will be in a position to get the benefit by adding the additional beds, which will be giving the better treatment to the inmates of Messrs. Antara. I wish that Messrs. Antara do the very good job which they are doing in present, and also their future endeavors for expanding new activities like higher study on mental health and training of professionals, which is probably the need of the hour to extend better treatment to the patients. We hope that Antara do this type of treatment to the patients of West Bengal in future also in the same way what they are doing right now. Thank you, Antara.
Tidewater Oil India Limited is another company that has supported Antara in a major way in the last 2 years through CSR support. The Skills Training Center consisting of the bakery and other skills training units has come up, and it was a long cherished ambition of Antara to go for solar electricity generation. Tidewater India has made a donation which has made it possible to install solar power generation unit at Antara.
Let me start by congratulating Antara on a full 50 years of service, dedicated service in the area of mental health. We at Tidewater Oil Calcutta have been associated with Antara for the last few years, and we have seen with great pleasure the kind of services they are giving in the field of mental health. In our own small way, we have worked together on a couple of significant projects, including the solar panels which have been installed on the roof of the buildings in Antara, and which also shows Tidewater's commitment to renewable energy as one of the projects we have taken up, and also upskilling of the inmates, which we have tried to help through setting up of a bakery unit at the Antara facilities. And this bakery unit is just started, and we hope it gives some livelihood and activity and earning potential to many of the inmates and helps in the general scheme of things. We continue to work with Antara, and we wish them the very best for many years to come to grow, expand, and contribute to society at large. Thank you very much.
The Tata Group is well known for contributions in the area of corporate social responsibility. Tata Steel Downstream Products Limited supported Antara with the contributions for establishing a channel sound system, part of the CCTV network system, and for upgrading of electricity distribution system at Antara. We are very grateful to Tata companies for this support.
It gives me great pleasure to be speaking to you on the occasion of the Golden Jubilee celebrations of Antara. The Tata Group has been associated with Antara right from its inception, and as TSDPL, Tata Steel Downstream Products, the company I represent, we have been very proud to be associated with Antara and supporting its programs through various CSR interventions. The work that Antara is doing is extremely valuable and necessary for the upliftment of underprivileged people, especially people with addictions, mentally handicapped in our society. For these categories of people, there are very few facilities available for proper treatment and rehabilitation. On one hand, there are quite a large number of people who are affected either through the problems of addiction or who are mentally handicapped, but there are very few facilities that are available to them for proper treatment. This results in a huge amount of pain and suffering both for themselves and their families. So therefore, Antara has been like a lighthouse in this area, providing support to this category of people, and this is a work I would highly recommend everyone who is involved in your CSR projects to support. Again, I would like to congratulate the staff and the board of Antara in the wonderful work they have carried out all these years, and not only in supporting the patients but also in improving the facilities and the infrastructure. And from our part, we would continue to support them, and I wish them all the very best in their journey going forward. Congratulations on your Golden Jubilee.
The J Foundation, based in Calcutta, has sponsored a laundry unit at Antara, and we have a well-established laundry system working at Antara now. We express our gratitude to J Foundation for this timely support. In the financial year 2020-21, Techno Electric and Engineering Limited has made a major contribution towards arranging medical equipments and facilities at Antara. We are extremely grateful to Techno Electric and Engineering Limited for this timely support.
Mr. Sanjay Bhattacharya felt the need to have a good public toilet at Antara premises. His family is sponsoring construction of a comfort station. Mr. Bhattacharya laid the foundation stone for the project and is expected to be ready in 2 months.
Antara is extremely grateful to the staff team comprising of about 339 members today. It is their dedicated service with compassion that has made what Antara is today. Today, on the occasion of Antara's Golden Jubilee, the Executive Committee is recognizing their valuable service by giving a silver coin as a memento, as a gift to each and every staff member. Now, 6 members of the staff team, the senior members, they will receive representing other staff, and the silver coins will be distributed to all staff members on the foundation day.
Every year at Antara, we observe the Mental Health Month from 10th September, which is World Suicide Prevention Day, to 10th October, which is the World Mental Health Day. Various programs are held every day and participation is active. Today, we inaugurate the 2021 Mental Health Month program and the online mental health exhibition. Dr. Bijoy Jacob, Medical Superintendent of Antara, will now deliver the vote of thanks.
So good evening to one and all.
we have come to the end of a very hectic day's program. What started as a candlelight in the darkness of mental health and mental illness 50 years ago, we have brought this program to commemorate the great action that was done on September 13th, 1971. And as we complete the 50 years of Golden Jubilee, we realize the importance of all the people who have helped us in these past 50 years. And it is my duty to present a vote of thanks to all the participants and all the people who have contributed to today's program. Rather than that, I would have to say a special word of thanks to all the people who have brought Antara to what it is now. So at the outset, I would like to thank all the people who have helped Antara in these past 50 years to reach this status that we are in right now. Starting from Mother Teresa and all the others who lit that candle to remove the darkness of mental health and mental illness from society, and all the others who over the years have been continuing with that same spirit of shedding light to remove this darkness. I thank one and all who have helped us in the past to make Antara what it is. Special word of thanks to all the committee members, friends and well-wishers, donors, and all the people who have encouraged Antara over the years. As we have seen this evening also, so many activities have taken place. Thanks to all the people who have attended today's program, all those who have participated in the inaugurations of the various activities which we have started today. Thanks to all the sponsors and the donors and all the people who have encouraged us in this growth, in this year of growth. And we once again acknowledge the value that we place to each and every one who has helped us in this journey. And we once again thank you for giving us this opportunity to be of service to mankind. Thank you.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे